Welcome, everyone. Happy Sunday. Or, yeah, it's Sunday. It's Sunday here where I am. Wherever you are on the planet, whatever day it is, happy day to you, or evening, or afternoon. Today we have the fabulous Diana here, and she has a story to tell. And I think I'll let her introduce herself because she's just one extraordinary person, and I can't say it all. So take it away, Diana.
Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you all for this very kind, generous invitation. Reluctantly, because I don't like to be exposed but here we are. We have to do whatever we have to do nowadays. so, yes, I am here with a disclaimer and a statement before I start. The disclaimer it is that nothing that I say it is claimed to be the truth. It is just my perspective, and we all have a different perspective. So I'm just sharing that perspective and perception. And somebody said that the mysteries of life are those of the perception. And then my other, not disclaimer, but rather a statement. What I share with you, it is at this moment my non-conclusive conclusion. Okay. If at any point in time you have a question, please raise your hand or do something so we can see. I can see you. Yes. Very good. So I want to start my my sharing with you. I was catapulted into this realm where you crazy people are about maybe 2 years ago. I have a hard time keeping track of time. Okay, so about 2 years ago or 3 years, I'm not sure. But I will tell you what happened. I have this genetic defect, which is if I find a problem, if I am presented with a problem, I must find a solution and off I go. So I have functioned this way. I am learning from it. Up until now, I am still obviously learning. I'm here to learn. And I have this very dear friend of mine, is a soul sister, who was very, very sick and found that the medical profession from the best doctors around the world have not been able to help her but make it worse. And I was exposed to this some 2 3 years ago, or maybe, yeah, thereabouts. Don't take me up on time, thereabouts. Okay. And I wanted to help her, and the best I could do was make soup for her and groceries. But I felt this desperation from trying to find something to make it better. So I'm going to accelerate the this whole thing. In all that research, all sorts of things happening. I'm doing all sorts of research, and I find somebody online that said that ayahuasca had destroyed his immune system and had rebuilt it. So I jump on to doing research about what this ayahuasca thing was, and maybe this could be the solution. And I just wanted desperately to resolve this issue, not to see her in so much suffering. So I did a lot of research, and I found a place that after all the research, I chose that place just by looking at a picture, not by researching the entire website. I just looked at a picture and I knew that I had to go there. From that moment on, I got 3 calls. Like, I'm talking to you right now and you hear my voice. Somebody at my bedroom door at 3 in the morning called my name. A second time, while I was doing dishes. I live alone in my house. There is nobody in the house. And a third time, as I was doing incense and sacred text deambulation in my house, I have somebody in front of me that calls my name, and in that moment, I knew that I have to go fetch this place to go do ayahuasca. So, fast forward, I go to the ayahuasca place, and the shaman greets me in the forest as I am walking in the forest, and it's the first day, and she comes out of it and she said, "Oh, you are another healer." So at that moment, I ignored her because I just assumed that she had mistaken me by somebody else. And I introduced myself. I told her the situation and about the calling. And I said, "Can you call my name?" And I realized it was her voice that I heard here in my house. But she clarified that it was not her. And she said, "Mama Ayahuasca does call people." And she probably used my voice, but it was not me. Okay, good. I went through the whole ayahuasca thing. I was there for a retreat, the 20 days retreat. I was there to do research, okay, research to see how to help my friend. And when I got there and I had my first conversation with Mama Ayahuasca, she told me, "No, you are not here for your friend." And I said, "Yes, I am. I did this whole thing and research for her." "Yes, if I allow you to come, I allowed you to come under that pretension. But if I tell you that you have to come for yourself, you would not have come," which is absolutely true. I have zero interest on going because why? I have no need. Okay. I have no need. I was walking a path of self-knowledge that I thought, oh, it's okay. I can navigate it this way. In that path of self-knowledge, it is. I taught esoteric philosophy for 17 years. So that's where I was at, and I thought, oh, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need anything else. So fast forward, finish that, come back to Ottawa. In Ottawa, Canada, just in case you guys want to know. So I am back here, and my friend, her mother had just passed away as well, and she got better for a few weeks while mom was saying goodbye, and then she got sick again, and I wanted to. The shaman had offered me to help. Okay, the shaman is a woman. Her name is Warita. She is a medical doctor and a shaman. It's crazy what she does, that woman. Holy shit. I don't know how she does it. In any case, so uh, uh, I called her and I said, "We need your help now." And she said, "I cannot right now. I am going to another retreat." And I thought, oh. So I started doing research again, and I find somebody online that says, "I can read your Akashic records." And I thought, what kind of bullshit is this? Because in my understanding, what the Akashic records were is something that you could have access to only when you die, not like that. Somebody reads your Akashic records. It's like, what the heck is this? But in any case, and then you know how the algorithm works, it starts feeding you all of these things. Later on, fast forward, I find somebody that offers to teach you how to read your own Akashic records. So I said, sure, I have nothing to lose. Let's try this out. So I follow her YouTube video and I gave myself the conditions to do it. Put the monkey mind at rest. You'll see a monkey somewhere in there. And put it quietly and said, "Stay quiet in a corner," gave it a banana, "Stay there and let me do this and see if we can do this." So um, I went through that experience. Fast forward, I have been able to connect with the Akashic records. Uh, Esoterically, they are called the Lipitakas, but the name is too long. And so I call them the dudes. I don't know who they are, what they do. I just call them the dudes, and they seem to be okay with that. So, okay, so the dudes start start talking, and we start this fluid communication that I used to do sessions every day to learn to do this. And then all of a sudden they told me, you don't need to do sessions anymore. We are going to be in contact with you every day, whatever you need. You know what is going to happen, synchronicities and all of these things. And I thought, yay, okay, very good. Fast forward. So I'm not doing that. We talk every day, and yeah, dudes, is that you? And like what? So they tell me. Okay, so fast forward to this important piece of information that my car is about to break down, and I have dedicated now my time to help this friend of mine, and I know I'm not working. I thought I can do that. I'll use my savings to help out, and later on I'll find myself a job. Okay. Oh, I'm skipping the most important thing. So one day I have a session, uh, um, an Akashic record session for myself, and I come with a list of questions because you have to arrive with questions. And I said, I have 6 questions, and I said, okay, dudes, here I am. Here are the questions. And they that day they said, wouldn't you like to know your mission in life? And I thought, no, I'm okay. I said, I'm okay. You know, most people ask for their mission in life. I'm sorry, I said, I don't mean to be arrogant, but I am not most people. I think I'm okay. I don't need my mission in life to know right now. Okay, I said. And so I said, uh, but I have these questions. Uh, Today will be a good time to ask about your mission in life. And I said, can we do it next week? Like, I don't, like, no now. The thing is that I 6 attempts to ask these questions, and they said, I think today is the day when you ask your question. And I thought, okay, so you want to play hard to get? I guess I have no option. I have no other option. So, okay, shoot, shoot. What do you want? What do you want to throw me at? So, in that very moment, yes, I know. Yeah, at that very moment, it rushes through this scene that happened in the Amazon rainforest with Juanita, with the shaman, when she said, oh, you are another healer. And I thought, what? And when I said, what? These images start rushing in front of me, and it appears this person in a cave in front of a fire, and you can see only the the profile of the person with this big hat and with this cape, and then another one where there is this oval, big oval liquid mirror of some sort of a blue liquid, and this person is putting their hands in that liquid and taking them out. And then another one, this person, it is the same person, the same age, right? I figure because I just little bits, the neck, the nose, and stuff like that. The hands floating in on top of a body that is lying down, and then I see a Vesta. A Vesta in the Greek mythology is with the toga women. They look very nice, and she is holding in her right hand up above her head a blue flame, and then I see a temple. It looked like a temple, all in marble, green and cream color marble. And then it just hits me, and it's like, healer? What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean healer? Like, since when? And they said, we just showed you. And I thought, I just had no words because it was such a curveball. I felt it, a curveball, okay? That what in the flipping world are you talking about? And when I asked, I'm doing this since when? We just show you. You have always done it. And I thought, okay, you have to know that in this lifetime, in this current lifetime, I have done all sorts of things. I have done auto mechanics. I manage an orphanage. I used to teach to diplomats. I had been in IT. I had a construction company. I have worked in a restaurant and all sorts of things. But healing? The fuck are you guys talking about? And he's like, and he said, you have to go and talk to your doctor, to the shaman, and to a friend of yours. And I thought, okay, that was the only real thing, grounded thing that they gave me because I was in shock. And I thought, and I was in the car swearing, what the fuck is this? And like, it is such a curveball. It's like, who the heck are these guys? Dudes, are you really, maybe you got the wrong number. Maybe you were talking to the wrong person. It's like, is it possible you guys drank a little bit too much today? Whatever, right? And it's like, oh, so I get to my doctor. I call him my wacky doctor. He is from Ukraine. He studied medicine in Russia, and after seeing what was happening in the medical system, he went to study medicine in Nepal and China to learn other type of medicine. So I have known him like for 30 years. And so I go and I tell him, this is what happened, tell him the story. And he said, oh, finally. And I thought, what do you mean, finally? Well, he said, remember the first day we met? And I said, yeah, sort of like, yeah. Remember the card I took out? Yeah, you took out some crazy things. And I thought, whatever, dude. But I don't remember that card. Of course you don't, he said. So he said he took some sort of tarot cards, whatever, and he took out, and he said it has not happened since. And he doesn't do this with everyone, take these cards. But that day he was asked to take this cards out. So he took this card out, and the card said the white healer, and he showed it to me. And of course, I looked at it and it was like, dude, like, I was somewhere else in my life, much younger. I was into partying, travel all around the world, climb all around the world, scuba dive, whatever, right? So, and I said, why didn't you tell me? I did. I said, I told you many times, but you were not ready to listen to this. And I thought, why didn't you insist? Like, what the heck is going on? And he said, don't worry, you have been doing the healing. What do you mean I've been doing the healing? That is, well, on your own way, he said, better than nothing, but on your own way until you're ready for the heart. And I said, what are you talking about? That is what you were doing with philosophy. You were healing people. And I thought, you gotta be flipping kidding me. What is this? And I just still, and he said, good. And I said, so are you going to teach me something? Oh no, he said, this is not my thing. And I thought, oh, that's very encouraging, very encouraging that you get this message and you're not willing to help me. No, I don't think it is not me. And I thought, oh, so I called Juanita, yeah, the shaman, and I tell her the story, and she said, I don't know. She said, I just gave the message I was given to give to you. If you want to be a shaman, you let me know and you come to Bolivia and I'll help you with that. And I thought, oh, I don't know about shaman. That's a heavy stuff. Anyways, and then I went to talk to this friend of mine, was one of my students actually. And they told me not to tell her anything, just to listen to her. And she was setting up a business, okay, a healing business. And I thought, okay, I will leave it at that. Okay. Fast forward, one day I am with the Akashic Records, and I ask if I can get an Akashic Records session with this lady on the web, to get a sense of what the Akashic Records session looked like, because they said you have to use them for healing. And I said, absolutely not. I negotiate with the dudes. Okay, I just don't take what they give me. So I said, no, absolutely not. The responsibility of this is humongous. I thought, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. So in any case, so in that moment it said, but you can call this person. And I thought, what person? And at that very moment, it lights up on my phone a message from my sister-in-law. Oh, Diana, look who I found. It might be somebody that can help your friend. So that started this whole thing where I started learning I met this person who practices biomagnetism and biodecoding, and I started on my journey with her. I brought to her, and they told me she was going to be my teacher, even though she doesn't teach. Once I told her that, and she said, okay, if they told you, I guess I have to teach you. Okay, so off I went. Fast forward to all of this. My car is breaking down. Okay, and I thought, holy shit, I've been doing this healing thing, and I'm not making a lot of money, and I don't have a lot of money because I have been off work like for about 2.5 years helping my friend. And I thought, I have money to live, but not to buy a car. Cars are expensive nowadays. So that day they tell me, you are about to learn how the universe works. And I said, okay, shoot, make sure that all the lights are green and I don't have to stop. Okay. So let's go. Let's show me, I said. So for me, that was the proof the universe worked, how the universe worked. And sure enough, all the lights were green to go where I had to go. So, anyways, so I get there to do a healing session, and a friend of mine is there to observe because she wants to learn. So off we went, and we finished the session, and she said, Diana, you have a car. I know, I said, and it's about to break. And she said, no, 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 you have a car. And I said, what do you mean? Somebody's giving you a car. And I thought, what? That was crazy. And I thought, oh, dudes, that's what you meant. That is so awesome. Okay, very good. So fast forward, I crashed the car in the morning a month later, and I'm back to square one, no car. I am waking up. I'm okay. It was a freaky accident, and it was so stupid. It was black eyes, okay, and it was impossible to stop, blah, blah, blah. I crashed in front of a huge car that nothing happened to the car, but mine went like, and I thought, okay, whatever. And dudes, did you do this? So that morning at 1 in the morning, it was 0110. Okay, 10 after 1 in the morning. They wake me up and they said, do an Akashic record session. And I said, you guys told me not to do it. Yeah, but today we need you to. So I came down. My phone is off from midnight to 7. And it lights up at that time with someone I do not follow, Matthias, with the Nigredo thing and an advertisement about Nigredo. I have to tell you, I don't follow Matthias. I don't know Matthias from a hole in the ground. Okay. So this thing comes up, and I look at it, and I said, you guys sent me this. And I thought, wow, alchemist. I was going to start studying alchemy from the esoteric point of view. This is so awesome. I said, I will follow him definitely on YouTube. I'll follow him, right? And they said, no, no, keep on going down. So I keep on scrolling down in the Nigredo thing in Egypt. And I thought, oh, they are going to Egypt. Wow, lucky those people that are going. I said, but I will follow him on YouTube. And they said, no, no, you're going. And I scrolled down and I look at the price and I thought, okay, you guys, I don't have money to buy a car, a second or third hand car, and you want me to spend $17,000 to go there? Are you out of your flipping minds? It's like, I don't think so. Okay, so, okay, God, bye, guys. Okay, so, bye, guys. So, that day, that morning, I had the accident. No car. And I had to figure out what to do to get a car. I have a bit of retirement money saved, but if I take it out ahead of time, they they take 30% off whatever I take out, which was the price of another car. And I thought, oh my goodness, but I need a car if I'm going. We cannot, these huge cities, you cannot function without a car. So I went, look for the money, blah, blah, blah. Another day they wake me up and said, you're going to Egypt. And I said, the money I took out is for a car that I don't have. I have to buy a car. Okay. And so they said, we give you a car. I know, I said, I crashed it. Okay. So I have to buy a car. So good. I keep on going, looking for a car. I love looking for cars. Okay. Just searching for the car. I just love doing the statistics and blah, blah, blah. I love doing that spreadsheet. Then a day they wake me up at 5 in the morning, 5:05 in the morning, and they said, "You're going to Egypt." And I said, "Guys, you are not. You're very insistent, but no, I am not going to Egypt. Like, what the heck am I going to be doing there? I don't know this dude. I don't know who the heck he is." And they said, "The program has been rewritten. You have to activate the new program. Your consciousness must expand now. You will become a bridge, and your new name will be revealed there." And I thought, you guys are so dramatic, like such a drama queens. I said, it's like, no way. I said, whatever. And we are giving you a car. And I said, yeah, the one I crashed. So that morning at 11 in the morning, I'm shitting you not. I am not making this shit up. Okay. At 11:11, the dude that doesn't know me out of a hole in the ground calls me, the one that gave me the first car, and he said, "Diana, I am so sorry, very apologetic." He said, "I didn't mean to call you like this," he said, "but I got up with my heart pounding off my chest. You know, I'm not a rich man," he said. "I have this little business. I don't sell cars," he said. "I clean cars. But I have this car, and I've been told that I have to give you this mini." And I thought, what the fuck is going on in here? And he said, please. And I said, okay, listen, I'm looking for a car. I can buy it. I can buy it off you. No, 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 no. I cannot take a penny from you, he said. Please take it. I have to give it to you. I don't know why. Don't ask me. Just take it. Just take it. And I thought, holy smokes. And I am in the process of learning to receive. I don't know how to receive. I'm getting better. Okay, with 2 cars, I'm getting better at receiving. So I am learning to receive all these lesson things. So the dude gives me the card. They wake me up again and said, "You're going to Egypt." Ha! I laugh and I said, "You guys are very funny. I guess I'm going to Egypt." So fast forward, go to Egypt. And they told me that on the February 13th, when our trip was finished, a holy shit moment was going to happen for me. In the boat, okay, I'm calling people, Tina, Suzanne, and Anna. I don't know if anyone else here is here. I'm calling them the people from the boat, okay? Because I want to meet all these people. I want to meet Matthias that I didn't know how the ground. I didn't know anybody. Yeah. So we're going through all of this. And we are having this conversation. I don't know Tina either. I mean, she was the very first time we met. I tell her a little bit about my story, and she takes out of this luscious burst that she has and takes it out, and she said, "I have to give you this. I have to give it to you." And I thought, what the fuck? What is this? I thought, oh, that's very nice. It's a very nice rock. I said, what is this? It's a crystal. It's a crystal. She said, it's a crystal. And I thought, what the heck do I do with the crystal? And I said, oh, that's very nice of you. And I thought, whatever, the people on the boat are really, and I thought, these people are really fucked up, like really crazy, all of them, like crazy people. It's like, what in the world have I gotten myself into? And I thought, whatever. So she gives me this crystal and she tells me the whole story. I don't know if you want to say a little bit of the story, Tina, of the crystal. Go.
So I have an equally crazy story, but I won't go into my whole story. But basically, I just woke up to consciousness a year ago. And ever since then, I've been having a series of synchronistic events, to say the least, which led me to Matthias in Egypt. I've been having visions of me being in Egypt, like sitting outside the pyramids with just like I'm oming and just sound coming out of my body as if I'm some sort of instrument. And I'm not in the pyramid, I'm by the pyramids. So this started happening in 2021. It started during a sound healing that I didn't even know what sound healing was. I was just on a vacation and I went to a sound healing and I started getting weird visions of Egypt. And because I just woke up to spirituality, really, I don't even like using the word spirituality, but like just new awareness of how our reality works. A year ago, I don't know who a lot of these spiritual teachers and leaders are. So my friend Georgiana, who was also we went to Egypt together, she sent me a video of Matthias, I think like really early on in his awakening. And I thought she was sending me a video of her friend. I had no idea who Matthias was, but I opened the video and my body gets covered in full body chills and I just start bawling. And I'm like, I know this man. And I said, Georgiana, I know this guy. And she's like, how do you know him? And I said, well, I don't know him. I've never met him, but my body knows him. And then at some point in time after that, I just randomly got the Nigredo email too, and it was about Egypt and it was Matthias. So between the visions that I had in Egypt and my bodily response when I saw a picture of Matthias, I was like, I think I'm supposed to go to Egypt now. So my friend Georgiana, who lives in Prague, said that she would go with me. So we meet up, go to Egypt, and I bring this crystal that I got I went to the biohacking conference, Dave Asprey's biohacking conference in August in Austin. So I'm going to all these different booths, like learning all these new technologies that you can heal your body with light and sound and all of these different devices. Well, one booth, it had just a guy. He had the hugest booth and it was just him and some vacant chairs with a goofy looking sign that said, do you struggle with addiction? Are you allergic to success? And everyone was walking by him because no one at the biohacking conference, they're struggling with addiction or allergic to success. These are like the doctors and the rich people who like are hacking their way into their youth. So no one's stopping at his booth. And I'm like, this is a weird booth with a weird sign. I'm going to stop and talk to this guy. He seems interesting. Well, he had this modality of quantum tapping to heal whatever you had going on. He could like rewrite your thoughts in the quantum nearly instantly. So he does a little tapping on me, and I had neck and shoulder pain for like ever. And it instantly brought the pain from like an 8 to a 3 in like 6 minutes. And I'm like, this is really cool. There's something to this. And then later on, his father shows up. His father is like, I call him this wizard guy. He's this old white man from East Texas who comes from a lineage that they were dowsers. Like they used to water douse, and he map doused, and he has trained in biomagnetism and oriental medicine. And he's just like this really interesting guy. He used to train the FBI and the CIA in remote viewing and that kind of stuff. He's that kind of guy. So he's in his, I think he's in his 70s or 80s, and he starts to tell me that he's going through a divorce and he has to move from his land in the Ozarks, and he lives in like 65 acres of mountains and caves and healing springs in the Ozarks. And the second he tells me about this mountain and this cave, I just start crying and I start bawling, and he starts crying, and I'm like, he's got to sell this land, and his name is Tom. And I said, Tom, I don't know if I can buy your land, but I know I'm supposed to visit it. So and this is kind of relevant. So before a year ago, I was a lawyer. I've never had anything like this happen to me before. I'm a very need evidence. I'm a very rational, grounded person. And now all of this stuff is happening to me. So I wouldn't normally just meet an 80-year-old man and say, I have to go visit your mountain and be in your caves. So that's very new to me, but I know I have to. So I follow up and I go visit this guy's land in the Ozarks, and I'm like going into this cave on his land, and it's huge. He's got a whole cave system, like huge caves that go into more caves, into more caves. And so I'm getting to go in these caves, and I feel this just familiarity with the land. And then he takes me down to the healing spring on his land, and gives me this crystal. So he's like, here, take it. So I pick the crystal up out of this healing spring that Coca-Cola wanted to buy his property because they did all the testing on his spring and they wanted to use the water for their product, but they ended up finding a different healing spring that was closer to their factory or whatever. It was more convenient. But this crystal, I pull out of the healing spring, and I don't know if you all have ever been to true healing waters, but the water felt almost like plasma-like. It felt more like jelly than regular water. And the second you put your feet in it, you like instantly get wrinkly. It was the weirdest thing. As I pull this crystal out, a hummingbird comes in and is like hovering right over my head and just stayed there for the longest time. And me and my friend and Tom, the guy who owns the land, are just looking at this hummingbird hover over me as I'm holding this crystal. So fast forward to, I go to Egypt and I'm like, okay, I need to bring a crystal with, I'm going to bring this crystal with me because I don't know what to do with it. But I feel like if I'm going to travel around to these sacred sites, I should bring this crystal. So I put the crystal in my purse and thinking, I'm going to take it to all these temples in Egypt. I don't know what to do. I don't know why, but I feel like it needs to come with me. So I meet Diana on the boat and I'm talking to her, and the crystal is in my purse. And then I get like this knowing, like, oh, I got to take this crystal and give it to her. And I don't want to, because this is like a beautiful, I don't have any crystals like this. I got it from like this awesome wizard who lives in caves, and I plucked it from a healing spring myself. I'm like, I don't want to give this away, but I know I have to. So I pull it out and I reluctantly, I'm like, I know you're supposed to have this. I don't know why. Don't ask me to explain any of this weird shit to you because I don't know. But here you go. This crystal is yours. And now back to your story, Diana. You can tell them what has transpired since then with we call it Chrissy. She's got her own name now.
Yes, so Chrissy here. We had or a ceremony in Sankara, the step pyramid at the Nigredo trip, and in the middle of it, it is this the Minotaur granite cube, and I took crystal there. And that day, I remember the previous days I had forgotten to take crystal to the other temple. Sorry. Okay, so, but that day before I left, I said, "Oh, Crystal, you coming with me?" Okay, so that back then, Crystal did not have that name. I just said the Crystal, but now it's Crystal. So, I said, and it guided me around the cube to find a specific hole in the cube, and I went and I waited. It said, stop here. I stopped there and I thought, where? And somebody came off the cube because they were touching it, and it said there. So I got in and there was a hole, I kid you not. Okay, so it said, put the crystal in there, push the crystal in there, and the crystal will be in there for the whole ceremony. You take it back at the end. Okay, very good. And then I put my face on this hole, and I kid you not, this hole had exactly without any pressure points of the granite on my face. It had the shape of my face. It was crazy, or maybe I just felt it that way. I have no idea. I put my face in there and I started chanting some weird shit. I don't know what's happening. Okay, just stuff is happening, and then my head starts going, and I thought, whoa, what did they put in the breakfast? So so we are, and all of these things are happening, right? And what happened in that Nigredo trip was was of a cosmic nature. At the very least, to say, don't know how to describe this. And since things had been at a dizzying pace acceleration of transformation and finding the what I started as healing as biomagnetism and biodecoding has muted, it mutes itself on every healing session that I have. And for whatever reason, okay, I don't advertise myself, it is word of mouth. But for whatever reason, I have, that's the only thing that I can do because it's extremely energy consuming. I have 2 sessions a day. In each session, I am like catapulted into this other realms, not a realm, but realms, okay, of some, I don't know how to tell you, okay. Recently, I visited Tina in her house in Michigan, and Tina had a lineup of people for healing, but we both knew that I was not going there for this. Something else was going to happen. We didn't know. Oh yeah, what happened? And so we went on this session. We did 2 sessions. One was sort of to clear stuff off the that was on the doorway, yeah, so you could walk right through. And Tina has always known this, I think. But there was this confirmation of a ceremony that we had that Tina's soul is the soul of a shaman. And listen to this. I didn't know this story about Tina, but in that session, in that we both broke into this channeling of heaven knows what, and some weird stuff happened. I That's the only thing I can say. Weird stuff happened, and then the message it was that Tina's power is her voice, which comes to this the pyramid thing because it is that is I didn't know this, and I just met Tina, and Tina is one of the people from the boat. I don't know, I haven't known people Tina before this, and it was this thing just boom, and it was like wow. He had a session with Susan too, you know, little very shy unassuming Susan. Holy shit, I don't know who are you there, lady. Wow. Yeah, yeah. Susan is like way out there. Just so why am I sharing this with you, ladies? I know I was given an hour, but we started at 11:11, so I have okay, I'm counting. Okay, why sharing all of this? We come from an era, we are just living an era where we function with the rational mind. The rational mind separates things, compartmentalizes things, just like the screen of Zoom. Everybody in a little square, yeah? Everybody in a little square. That is, some call it kamamanas. It is the rational mind. The rational mind separates things to understand them, to try to process them. But we are entering into the era of intuition and pure intelligence. Pure intelligence, interligare, is what interrelates everything and creates a global view, globality. And in that globality,
Wow.
to find the unity. Yes, we are entering into this era. And then into this era, what I am, my non conclusive conclusion is that we cannot create labels because what is happening, it is not compartmentalized. It is this rush of unity and globality all at the same time. Is crazy. So I am sharing this with you because I know you are going through some really crazy shit, and that's why you're here. And what is happening with you, to you, it is what is happening in the planet. And it is to say, to not be afraid. Just take it. The dudes know what they are doing. They are going to give you what you need, exactly what you need. They will give you exactly what is needed in that moment. Do not doubt it. Trust it 1,000% and ride the wave. I don't know if you ever windsurf or surf and you get on top of the wave. It is an incredible feeling to be on top of a wave. And we are being asked to go on top of the wave and just ride it. Just go at it. That's what I wanted to share with you. So if you want to have questions, comments, answers, reflections.
Diana, tell them how the crystal started asking
Yes.
you to use it.
Okay, so yeah, sorry, I'm so sorry. So one day, I am in a session and I had Crystal in front of Bastet, and I get this little voice saying, "Can I come in?" And I said, "Is that you?" "Yes, can I come in?" And I said, "Okay, sure. Where do you want to go?" On the heart, on the heart, on the heart. So I put it on the heart of the person, right? So we go through all of this, some weird session, blah blah happens, and the modality of healing is changing so fast, it's becoming so extremely efficient. It is crazy. Then we finish up, and I said, "Okay, so what do you do? What do you do? Are you?" I said, "Do you heal people?" And he said, "No." Uh, do you take away energy from people? No. Do you give energy? No. You have to be very specific with questions, right? You have to really think about a little bit. And I said, "Are you a healer?" And he said, "Yes." "Oh, what does that mean?" I said. "What does it mean? If you don't take energy, you don't give energy, you don't heal, but you're a healer. Uh, uh, what does this mean? What does it mean?" And then he comes in, "I turn wheels, I turn wheels." And I said, "You turn wheels?" "Oh, chakra means wheel." And I thought, "Get out of here." And I said, "Really? That is so awesome." So you go. And I said, she said, "I turn wheels, I turn wheels." That is so awesome. I have to tell you that after the ceremony in Egypt, out of that cube, I forgot to tell you, and we went back to the boat, Crystal told me, "You want to know something?" And I said, yes, what happened?" She gave me her age. She is 1.5 million years old. And I thought, wow, that is so cool. That is the coolest thing, right? So then I realized Crystal is here to help me, and she turns wheels. And I said, "Okay, Crystal," I said, "you are somehow using energy. What do I do? What do I call Susan, and Susan gives me, and I said, Susan knows about crystals. What do I do with this? Crystal, what do I do? And Susan, what do I do?" So she gave me, "Susan, go tell your story."
I don't remember what I told you, but I said, they're conscious beings. You gotta, you give them some love or something like that. I don't remember. You tell it.
Susan said, water, put in water to feed her, to nourish her, or sometimes on earth, and I
Oh,
live in
yeah.
Canada, right? Earth, it is flipping cold outside, is ice, right? And when she told me it was so like -20 cold, and I thought, whatever, I don't think he wants to be out there. I don't want to be, but I'll check. And I said, "Hey, Crystal." Recently, I call her Crystal because of that crystal, and I said, Crystal, I said, "How do I do you need to be fed?" They said, "No." "Do you need to be nourished?" She said, "Yes." "Okay," I said, "Okay, so with water, with the moonlight, with the sunlight, putting you in earth." And I said, "But not outside, it's very cold." I said, "But I can bring a pot with earth." And she said, "No." And I thought, any spices? I don't know. Any salt? And what do I do? Where do I put you? And I said, oh, what about sound? What about sound? So I put her in this singing bowl, right? And I said, how about this? You like that? And he said, no. And I thought, oh, okay, that one. Okay, so but you want sound? Yes, sound. And I thought, oh, what about music? And when he said music, it was very ambiguous, sort of like between yes and no. And I thought, okay, okay, let's see. I'm going to put YouTube. I said they have all sorts of stuff in there, so I started looking for YouTube stuff, and I see it comes up this crystal 432 hertz thing after I went through classical music. What about Beethoven is you? No. What about Mozart? No, no, no. Bach, you better love Bach. No, no Bach. And I thought, okay, so what about Celtic, music? And I said, no. And I thought, holy shit. And I said, and then this other one comes out with all sorts of crystals. And it was before that were other frequencies like 500 and some whatever, and comes across this one is 400. This particular crystal told me that not all of her kind will go for that frequency, because Susan asked me, and I said, so but crystal prefers 432 frequency, and that she has a playlist. Okay, this morning we found the new one, so she has a playlist, and after each treatment I put her in this front of the playlist, and she listens and she tells me how long. She doesn't take more than 2 hours. More than 2 hours is too much, and she has told me enough. So, and I said, okay, so 2 hours, okay, for now, okay. So she is fed with nourished with this frequency, and every time I have somebody, she does this, and it's incredible what is happening when she goes on the person's chakra, because it's only one of her. I start in one chakra, and sometimes she asks me to move her to other chakras. And when that happens, what normally will take me some 4 to 6 sessions to go through the process of healing, she does it in one. Wow, it's done. It is so awesome.
And now I know I'm going to give you the crystal, because I could have never done that ever. It would have just been sitting in my house.
So that was crazy. Thank you, Crystal. We are in this incredible planet with so many different levels and manifestations of consciousness. So they are a consciousnness, and we will say, well, they are not as conscious as us. I will say that we are not as conscious as they are. I think we are the slowest ones in consciousness type of thing. So we're getting there. We're learning. Thank you for your patience. So we are learning, yeah, that they are extremely conscious beings, just like everything else on Mother Gaia. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys. If you have questions or anything else that you'd like to. Vinny, good to see you.
I just wanted to say hi, and thank you, Diana and Tina and everyone for sharing your journey. I guess I can relate big time. I'm a new follower to Matthias, but this journey has been going on for a while. There's always this, I don't know, denial, right? That comes in and says, okay, what you're hearing or seeing or downloading is not true. And, your turn is schizophrenic, you're having psychosis. I'm a left-brained. I'm a former physician and then went into holistic, but any modality I've delved into Akashic records and everything else in between. But just wanted to say that you bring such an important element, Diana, and that is never to question what you get. And I know I learned that the hard way. Everything started to unfold after a trip to Egypt, and it's been going like 500 kilometers an hour. But
Okay.
then, yeah, and some things get right. One day I'm sitting, the next I'm like
It's
looking for
like,
flights. Yeah, and that was my recent trip to Peru where I had no idea what I was going to do there, and the guides showed up, and I ended up, attending the event with Matthias on the 21st. But yeah, I woke up one day and like it was a Sunday, and I booked a trip for Wednesday. That like within 2 days, left my family, my work. I'm like, yeah, off I go to Peru. I'm not sure what I'm doing there. But then the download was that I'm supposed to retrieve something on my way on the Inca Trail. So here I am, also long story short, walking and almost dying from walking up the trail and not having a clue what I'm freaking doing there. I almost gave up, yeah, halfway through until, I found the object. Like I thought it was in the realms, but it was an actual object. And the download was real. And then that was like a big oof, aha moment. Um, so my question to you, I guess, and what I'm struggling with is combining the human aspect of me, right? Like the 3D of me with my, if you want to call it, I call the oversoul or the higher self or the monad. They come in different names, but it's the same thing, right? And sometimes you rely on third parties to guide you. Let's say, okay, I'm big on crystals. I'm a crystal junkie. And so I go to the crystals or go to the tarot and go, you know, and then you have a hard time just shutting those, like you want to shut them off, but then separate your 3D from your whatever you are in another dimension. But then you realize that the key is to live because these are different realities, but they're happening at the same time. How to combine and live this 3D life with your higher soul and your highest mission and still able to function. It's it's draining, right? So anyways, the latest thing I had was a download directly from the Galactic Federation, and I'm like, okay, I can.
tell
And
you,
then
this
they
is the
go
place where crazy people.
right, and then they go crazy silent, and I'm like, okay, this is the moment of integration, and I'm just gonna sit here and wait for another download. So, anyways, how do you coexist? This is hard. This is hard.
Because it's crazy. You can laugh it off. Okay.
That oh, it's no joke. It's no joke. It's like,
Yeah.
I remember, and for me, it's always an emotional overload when I have a download or an aha moment, like all my body starts shaking, I'm sobbing. There's this emotional coherence that it is what I've, been guided to do is true. And the last one was on the Inca Trail at Intipunku, where I retrieved an object. And I was sitting there and just sobbing, crying my eyes out. And everybody was looking at me, she's crazy. But anyways, so how do you coexist?
That is a very, very, very good question because the way I see it, okay, there is this curtain. I say this curtain, okay.
Right.
The planet has been operating on this side of the curtain, okay, and the entire galaxy moves in circles or elliptically, doesn't matter. The thing is that it goes around, yeah. And as we go around, it takes whatever in the cycles, however many million years, it doesn't matter. We are going, okay, through the other side of this curtain. And on the other side of this curtain, the program is different than here. Okay, very different. And we are in a transition period. This is what I perceive. Okay, we are in a transition period because we have lived on this side. We have lived on this side, and then all of a sudden you go to this other side, and it's like, what do you do? I'm an immigrant myself. Okay, I come from Honduras, and I moved to Canada. Some many years ago. I don't know how many, but in any case.
I'm in
So,
Canada too.
oh really? All right.
Yeah,
Oh, yes. You find the most crazy people in Canada. Okay.
right. I'm an immigrant too. I mean, I lived half of my life. I'm originally Lebanese and then moved to Lithuania, lived 10 years there, and then ended up here. Anyways.
Yes, that's right. So, and I've been all over the place too, live in France and Italy, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so here we are. Okay. But every time you move somewhere else, you have to learn that culture.
Mm,
Yeah.
true.
You don't go, you don't say to people, hey, hello, good morning. You get together with friends and you say, girls, are we going to the hammam this afternoon? It's like everyone will say, like, what the fuck, right? It's like, no, it is in Canada, we might go, it is winter and we might go to the sauna, something similar. Yeah, something similar. Yeah, so it is different. And we have to realize this, that we are in this transition period. As an immigrant, you know what it's like to be in this transition period. So take it as that. Okay, take it as this transition period, that where I come from, and now we operate differently on the other side. But I am still aware of this side. Okay, so pragmatically, what do? I laugh it off. Okay, I laugh it off. Yesterday, after some crazy session that I had, that ended up being what I guess we can call it, because for the lack of better word, I did an exorcism. Okay, because I don't know how to call it. And I had my pressure in my head, and I had a pounding headache, and I thought, holy shit, have I been infected? But no, they said, no, 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 no. Your body is being upgraded, because you have entered into another field of energy that you have to deal with. And this is crazy shit. Okay. So when I was there, I was told, Tina gave me a beautiful gift. She gave me some crystal balls. Yeah, balls.
Not balls, bowls.
Balls. Okay, crystal balls.
I have the same issue, don't worry. Oh, the essence is the
Balls.
same. Oh, right?
So I played the crystal balls, and they said, put water in them. Okay.
Mm,
So for now, through sound, the healing is happening through sound, because the head complicates things too much.
mm,
So the sound gets in the cells much more efficiently than with the rational process. So they told me, Yelena will be so happy to know. Yelena, I don't know whether she's here, but Yelena told me, Diana, you stop talking so much. You have to go with the heart. And I said,
mm,
okay. So now it's going through the heart with this sound. It cleans the residual of whatever has to be cleaned through sound. So that's incredible what's happening. Okay, so I put water in there. Oh my goodness, after I drink that water, wow, I will let you experiment with that yourself. Okay, so I put a liter of water on each of the bowls, and I went at it, and it allowed me to drink only one. The other one
mm,
said, do not touch the other ones. And until I asked which one today. And one of them, it has not allowed me to take that water. So it will be whenever. So that pounding headache that I had, and I was not dehydrated. I drank more than camels yesterday and the day before yesterday. Okay. Like I drink lots of water. And it was not dehydration. Okay. So, and I thought, yay, I raised the camels to the well and I drank it all up, and I still had the pounding headache. This morning, they told me, you take that other water of the bigger bowl, and Tina gave me a good key today. She said, oh, you needed to be grounded. Heck, yes. I didn't make the link until she said it. And
Yeah.
I drank half a glass of that water. Boom, the headache was gone. It was so
Yeah.
awesome. I'm sorry, I got distracted. So,
No.
so
Yeah.
just to tell you then about the navigation of that other round, you still have to pay bills. You still have to cook. I cooked yesterday. I had some friend over for soup, and I went out for the theater with my niece because she had a dinosaur show, and we laugh it off. So we're still there. We're still here, and to whatever is it that we need to do, right? We're still there. And the beauty of it is that if we are, it's not that we are better, we are just getting in here, or we are better or we are not, we are in a different position. And the way I see it, because when I get together with my family, they are fucking clueless, I will say, but not really. My job is to at any of the interactions that I have, to leave little seeds of reflection, of anything that can help in reflection and raising up their own vibration somehow. And the best way I have found to do it with them, when they are like, they are stuck on talking about a hockey game, or things that have nothing to do with what I'm interested in, you bring in humor, laugh it off, and that raises the frequency so much. It's crazy. It is the simplest, is the most efficient way of doing it. Laughter is the best, I find. Not to go into the nitty gritty of doing taxes and all that stuff, but
It's the season. No,
Yes,
thank you. Yeah.
laughter raises our vibration.
yes, it is
Yeah.
the most efficient way. The most efficient way.
Monica wanted to know how to get a hold of you to schedule a session. Do you have a website?
Oh, no website. Only by word of mouth
Mhm.
referral. I will give you my number. You ready? It is area code, or the one, the +1, if you are not in North America. 613 914 3456. And it's real. 3456 is real.
Okay, hold on, Diana. You're in Ottawa?
Yes. You, don't tell me.
I am.
No
Damn.
way.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, and you said 613. I'm like, no way. Okay. Okay. Well,
Wait.
your
It's
number.
crazy stuff.
Are
Crazy.
you in the chat? I'll pull the number from the WhatsApp. But you're in the group, right? The North American?
I don't
No,
know.
I don't think so.
No?
But you can
Okay.
message me if you want to get a hold of Diana, and I'll connect you.
Okay, hold on. Do you mind repeating your number, Diana? Okay, I'll
Yes,
put it
it
here.
is
613.
914
Okay.
3456.
3456. Okay, girl. We're getting wild.
All right, let's do it.
Oh
That's
my
hilarious.
God. Okay. There's no coincidences, just
No,
synchronicities.
no,
Okay.
no, we
No.
cannot. Coincidence, accident, chance, luck are replacement for lack of consciousness.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
We call it synchronicities because things
That's
are
right.
meant to be. Okay,
Yes.
so
Right.
has a question. These modalities, I've been so intensely attracted to scalar waves, the harmonic egg using sound, light, and color, the EEG cube, etc. So I've been looking for practitioners so I can try them myself, as I intend to share to expand, even if it means doing a spa clinic type to share. So in an adventurous spirit, I've been exploring for some time to learn on YouTube, as no clinic is accessible nearby in my region. It's so fun to listen to you, Diana. Diana can do
Oh,
her healing online, by the way.
Oh yes. Oh,
Yeah.
this is awesome, guys. This I have to tell you. Okay, I have to tell you something about myself. Okay. Okay. So you have to understand that I taught philosophy for 17 years. But when I went to ayahuasca, I kid you not, ayahuasca wiped off my system those 17 years of philosophy. I kid you not. I used to teach Egyptian symbolism. And then when I was in Egypt, I had no fucking clue what was I looking at. Zero. Like nothing. And I thought, oh my God. And I thought I had this incredible experience in the temple of Isis in Philae. Okay. After the ceremony with Mati, I went into the right chamber. You know those puff fish that when you touch them they go. When I enter into this chamber, I walk and I put myself in the middle, and all of a sudden I was stuck on the walls of this chamber. And I could see my body from everywhere and I couldn't move. Like I couldn't move, okay? And then all these images start flashing in front of me. Just flashing is like, and I after realized that what was flashing in front of me was me running around the temple, a temple that I knew so well. And I see this woman walking in the temples with this cream dress, I imagine linen, and then she goes by here on my ear, and she goes, "Welcome home." That was crazy. So why am I telling you this? I was by my teacher when I started with biomagnetism. Uh, she suggested, rightly so, she's a scientist, okay? She rightly so, she suggested that I went to take courses at this university, at that university. And when I checked and I asked, should I be taking these courses in this place? And I gave a list of places should I be taking courses. You know what they told me? No. Any knowledge that you need for healing will be taken away from you in these institutions. You now function with your heart and you listen. And that's what I've been doing. And that's what I'm telling you. I know nothing. And what comes to me in the healing sessions is not me. I sit there and I said, dudes, go at it. And they go. I sit on the side and they do their thing. I sit on the side, so to speak. Yeah. Of course, they are using my body. And then off they go. Celeste, so what I would say, girl, open your heart, fully open your heart. Wait for no one's approval and allow the universe to give you what you need to follow your heart. This is what is happening to me. I had zero idea that I will be doing this 2 years ago. I had plans to work in foreign affairs. I had plans to do other things like totally nothing to do with any of this. And I learned and I thought after ayahuasca told me, you are now ready to enter the era of the heart. You will now function purely with the heart. And I thought, wow, this would be interesting. Me coming from a background of blah, 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 philosophy, and then boom. Yeah, that's again, girls, remember, ladies, I am sharing with you only my perspective. You will not see it only when it's meant to come. Be open because it's already there. Don't don't limit it to forms. Don't limit it to any expectation. Don't expect anything because the forms will change. And I'm telling you, and they change. For me, they change daily. So I cannot say, oh, no, no, I do this. No, in the session is something completely something else, like crazy. Thank you for your question, Celeste. And I wish for you full trust in your higher self, full trust in the cosmos. The cosmos, got all back so much it isn't funny. I can tell you, I got two free cars right now. Getting two free cars is crazy, and it is okay. I would never drive a Mini myself. I'm not a Mini person, but a Mini is what I was given. Can you guys see it? The Mini somewhere there. So a Mini is not my thing, but in any case, and you know what? And you know what? Why they sent me the Mini? Because I have to explore my feminine side. But they told me they are so gentle and generous how they treat me. It isn't funny. I went through a period that I just, okay, so I was busy, perhaps didn't have lots of money, and I will have a knock at the door in the neighborhood where I live, and there is this Italian family, Italians, Italian, mangia, mangia, and they will come and knock at the door. Diana, I made too much lasagna. Can I bring you some? And she brings me food all the time. I don't even have to cook. So the form do not be attached to any form. Let it flow. Thank you for your question. Comments? Yes. Yeah.
If we have no more questions or comments, before we go, I just want to share that, the things that are happening to pretty much all of us, some of us are not recognizing it because, we haven't woken up completely yet, as humanity. But, these are things that we already knew that was within us and we just forgot. And so now it's just coming back online. And so I say love our human selves, love our human 3D experiences, and love the things that are returning back to us. Love it all. Love it all because it's us. you know? And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to love something that's coming back to us because it's creepy or it's scary or it's frustrating, and it just um, brings out all kinds of emotions. Like the 3D world has all kinds of anger in it and fear and so on and so on. Just know it's not real. We are real. We are our higher selves, us not in the 3D realm. The 3D realm is just a game that we created. So just love it all.
Yeah, play.
Play. Monica has a question.
Yes, Monica.
Yes, most of it is a comment. It's kind of funny how things work. I didn't want to be in camera because yesterday was a very rainy day and I felt like I wanted to be out there in the rain. So therefore, my curls are all gone. But, we're crazy. So
Yes.
we do what we do best. And this morning, it's just so amazing that the voice tells you go into the Zoom. going to the Zoom. And I hesitated. I logged in first and then I said, okay, well, I have so much to do today. And then it was like, no, I have to go in the Zoom. And so to see you, Diana, and to hear you and to hear everybody else to say the things that happen, only obviously it's not only to us, it's to all of us. It's crazy. I mean, it's just the synchronicities and crazy stuff that you cannot tell anyone. I mean, sometimes I tell my husband, and my husband just looks at me and says, oh, okay, okay.
But he
Because,
has always done that, probably.
well, so here's the thing. I had a really bad car accident. I'm the one that had the walk-in. And so I had a terrible concussion. And so in my house, that they're almost like they think that it's because of the concussion that I have these crazy things happening to me, but it's not. I don't think it's the concussion. I think it's, the spirituality, the awakening on me. I mean, after the accident, I couldn't even watch TV. One day I've woke up after this dream and I found Matthias in Gaia. And so I'm the crazy lady that follows this little kid. For my family, it's like, what are you doing? You're following this kid, and it's no, I mean, it's just for me, it was like, oh my God, I know all this, but I don't know where I know from, but I know it. So thank you. Thank you for sharing and for being so funny and it made me very happy. I want to meet you.
Oh, where are you, Monica? Where are you?
I'm in California.
Oh, I see you have sun. Oh well.
Don't
We don't
worry.
have sun. We don't have sun.
I know. No, yesterday was a really, really rainy day, and it was, we were doing the practice for the 11th, and I told my husband, I have to go. I need to go by the beach. So can we go? And he's like, but it's raining. It's okay. It doesn't matter, you know. So I was in Monterey, and I took that picture of the sky with the clouds and I mean, it's just this. This is our lives. Crazy stuff.
Yes, that is right. That is, when people tell you you're crazy following that kid, you can always tell them, what about you? You follow Mickey Mouse.
Ah,
Yes. That's a good one. I'm gonna use that one.
that's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, from the heart. Thank you for your time and your presence, your energy. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, Diana. This was super fun. I just want to take just 60 seconds just for us to just take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. And just be present here and now, loving our connection, loving our network and community, loving humanity, loving Gaia, loving the cosmos, all of creation as we are. Deep breath in and slowly out. Ever so thankful for all of you in the network. Thank you so much, Diana.
What a great way to start my mingling with my family. Diana, you were fabulous. So all of you guys were fabulous. Your beauty shines through.
Are you there? Are you in the meeting?
Yes, I just got into seating and now I'm going to walk to the meeting.
All right.
I'm going to walk.
I'll
There
see
must
you
be
in a
a
few
lot of
minutes. I'll
people
zoom
there.
in for a minute.
Okay.
I'll zoom in
And
with
then
you guys for a minute. All right.
Alrighty.
Love you guys so
Thank you,
much.
Diana.
Ciao. Take
Thank
good
you.
care.
Ciao.
Sweet dreams in
Thank
Ciao,
Malaysia
you.
ciao.
and
thank you,
Indonesia.
Diana.